Alright, this will be video 3 of 5, drawing and cutting out the pattern. We're going to go from this to this. Alright, you're going to need a razor. You could use an X-Acto knife, a good ruler, a good straight edge, a good pen, your pattern you made, and a fur brush. So the first thing we're going to do, take one of your beavers, lay it out flat. I already did it on this one, but use your straight edge to mark the center line. It's not always right in the middle. You can kind of tell by where the fur flows into the tail, and you can look between the ears, between the eyes. Just get it lined up as close as you can to the center. And then mark that line, and you're going to use that line to line up all your pattern pieces. Take your pattern pieces, lay them out along the center line, just like that. Kind of get them centered where you want them. If you're not sure if it's in a good spot, you can kind of flip it over, see what the hair looks like on the other side. Once you're happy with where they are, you got the center line marked up on all of them. Start tracing them out one at a time. Start with this front piece up here. Looks pretty good. All right, now we'll line up the circle. You want it to be touching on the next piece. Get the center lined up on both sides. On this one, we're going to take and mark that center line too, going the other direction. Alright, now we'll do the back piece. Get both center lined up on both sides. All right, now that's the main body of the hat. Next, we're gonna do the ear flaps. Just try to get a good piece of fur where it doesn't have as ton of belly fur. About like that, you get the biggest piece you can. All right, so that's all the tracing it up. Now we gotta mark it. On both these pieces, we're gonna mark center lines. Just like that. Check it the other way. Looks good. All right, we're gonna have to make a mark every 1/4 inch until it looks like that. That's how we're gonna keep everything lined up. Everything's gonna count off from the center line. Usually start on the front piece. Just like that, every 1/4 inch. Then when you do these sides, go from the top down. Alright, you're gonna do the same for the back, both ear flaps, and the whole middle. Doing the curves is a little trickier. For these ear flaps, we'll start from the center again. On the sides, we'll go from the top down. Do the curved part, we'll start in the middle. When you hit the curve, kind of curve the ruler. Curve it again. And the same for the other side. Just like that, we're going to curve the ruler. And then just keep working it all the way around. And then once you get it all marked out, it should look like this. I put numbers on these key intersections. Sometimes I write them after I've already started sewing. But if you're going to write anything on here, it's easier to do it now. Then I label them with the size and if it's a liner or the inside. I mean, liner or the outside, the shell. Yeah, you get them labeled up however you want. Now you're ready to cut. Once you get all your tally marks made all the way around. could use an X-Acto knife, but I prefer to use just a regular razor. Spread it nice, flat, and tight. This is where you gotta be careful, because if you cut too far, you'll cut the hair. You wanna just cut the leather without cutting through to the hair. And you gotta remember the direction of the hair. And that's a lot more important, how you control your depth. If I cut too deep back here, it's gonna cut the hair, but if I cut too deep up here, none of that hair is gonna be part of the hat, so it's less important. Same with these long cuts. Spread it nice, flat, and tight. Hold it, take the razor, and just kind of gently score it while you're pulling apart. Go back, score it a little more where it didn't pull apart. Nice and light. You just stand right along the outside of that line. You see how it's scored on there. You don't want to get too aggressive with it. Score it nice and light the first time. All right, you see how we didn't cut much of that hair? That's how we want to do it. Where the front, top, and back connect at the center, we're going to leave them connected by a 1/2 inch there, just to keep everything lined up. So we're going to start at our second line here. This is one of the cuts where if we cut through and cut the hair, that'll show on the hat. So we want to be real careful. Just gently scoring it while we're pulling it. Just like that. All right, when you do these curves, just try to stay on the line and go nice and slow, nice and gentle. Second time. This will definitely show on the hat if we cut too deep. All right, make sure you get it spread nice, flat, and tight. All right, you're just gonna have to keep working around with the razor in these corners. And you want to be as careful as you can just to gently score it a little bit at a time. So you don't cut through and cut the hair. We want to cut just the leather. So just go a little bit at a time, deeper and deeper each pass. Eventually it'll just pull apart. Once you get your pieces cut out, no matter how hard you tried not to cut some hair, you're going to end up cutting a bunch of that down hair. And that's going to make a big mess. And if you don't get it now, it'll be in your way the whole time. So after I get these pieces out, I comb them from the back. Comb them on the front. Make sure you get all the sizes. You can see how much of it's stuck to the table. It's like in the air, it gets everywhere. So sometimes I'll even use a shop vac to just pull it out of the fur. And so you can see on here the way we were able to cut there without cutting any of the hair. So when it goes together, we're not going to be able to see that seam because of that hair. So this is what it looks like once you get it all cut out. You'll have just 3 pieces, one main body piece stuck together, just little pieces in the middle, and then 2 ear flaps. Once you get it all cut out like this, you're ready to start sewing. So I will start working on the sewing video.